Hello again. When I spoke yesterday about the Covert Human Intelligence Sources Criminal Conduct Bill, which is wending its way currently through the British Parliament, I mentioned that it will authorise 16-year-olds to spy on their parents. I found this the most shocking aspect of the thing because it strikes at the heart of society, which is to say family life. The basic unit of society is not the individual, but the family. I must now make myself perfectly plain, I suppose, and say that by a family, I mean a man and a woman married to each other and raising their children together. Not two men raising somebody's kids, or a man and his dog, or two women, a man and a vacuum cleaner, but a man and woman who are married to each other and have children. That is what I mean by a family. To many people, this is, of course, a horribly old-fashioned perspective and probably homophobic into the bargain. Let me say at once that I have no objection at all to homosexuals living with each other, but such arrangements do not constitute a family. Strong families, where the members will stand by each other, husbands being faithful to wives, children loyal to their parents and so on, are anathema to the state. That is, all states, whether communist, fascist, or even the wishy-washy conservative state which currently rules Britain. The reason is that if people owe their first allegiance to their families, they tend to disregard what the state is saying and doing if they think that it's silly and wrong. They're more concerned with looking after their children and parents, taking care of their wives, than they are in listening to what some jack in office or apparatchik has to say. For this reason, if you want a strong and powerful state, you had best break up traditional families and reduce society to individuals instead. In the last decade or two, we have seen the state take an ever greater role in the upbringing and care of children. Nurseries from the age of 2, breakfast clubs, school, after-school clubs, holiday play schemes. If the state is educating the children and taking care of them, then it is the state who becomes the parents rather than the mother and father. The state wants everybody to do what it says, and the fragmentation of the nuclear family makes this more likely. The proliferation of single-parent families, the increase in divorce, children living with adults to whom they're not related to, all strike at the stability of the family, and so children look elsewhere for security. Some find it in gangs, others in the comforting and reassuring liberal orthodoxy preached by the state. Like a cult, it attracts the vulnerable and offers them certainty. I don't say that the British state has set out to destroy the nuclear family on purpose, but it's done precious little to preserve it. A generation of children is growing up which pays more heed to what their teacher at school says than what they're taught at home. This is a terrible situation. I did not send my own daughter to school for this very reason, and I was thinking of talking a little about the advantages of home education in a future video. For me, my loyalty is to my wife and daughter, first and foremost, not that bunch of chumps in the government.